Hi everybody, welcome back to Rebellious Menstruation. I've got another review for you today. This is from an Australian maker called Daisy and Bird. That's her tag. And so I've got a couple of lights from her, and you'll probably see this one at the bottom. You've probably seen this one in my video on my overnight. So this is the type of stitching she does. These are cotton knit topped. This one down the bottom is a cotton velcro topped, I believe, but the rest of them are cotton knit topped. This is one of my favourite prints. There's no such thing as a Gruffalo. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen this used quite a bit. Surprisingly enough, you hear that blue stains quite a bit, but I've noticed that this yellow will stain quite a bit, and not the blue. So who knows? These are all-in-ones, obviously, but they've also got a hidden PUL core in them, and they're Winpro fleece backed. And the designation of the strength is on the wing there. As you can see, it's a 1, it's a light. They're very cute pads. So this is a light. As you can see, they're pretty thin. This one here, it's a I've got 2 Harry Potter prints. You probably would have seen both of these. I tend to wear these as day pads, in particular when I'm coming up to my cycle, because these I've got 2 stars, so they've got that just a little bit added protection. I also will wear these, so I kind of will interchange these ones for both light days and like heavy discharge days. So if I'm spotting, I'll tend to wear these ones as well. These ones are 8-inch cotton knit topped, and again Winpro fleece on the back. Both are tagged. There's the cam snaps. And this one here, I like this one because of the print. As you can see, it does have this stain here, and it's just because it's blue. Again, there's 2 star markings on the corner. I ripped this one too hard once when I was trying to get it off. I think I've gone through this with another set in another review, that when you get, as you can see, the integrity on this one is, while kind of gentle, it still has this integrity. This one here is ultra floppy, and sometimes, I think I must have mentioned this in the Fire Lily Designs review, because hers are quite floppy, that sometimes it's difficult to get these can snaps open, because of this, there's just no integrity in these pads, that when you try and pull them up, this is what happened to me. When I try to pull it off, it literally did that, rather than actually coming off. So really you have to be careful of actually getting like a nail in there and actually unclipping it. And so after I did it to this one, I'm very much more cautious of doing this with pads that are ultra floppy, because I was just wearing it one day and then went to pull it off and it wasn't pulling off, and then I pulled too hard and damaged this cam snap. Hopefully, I don't actually have a cam snap repair. Hopefully what I'll do is I'll find somebody that does have, and try and get this repaired. But that's just probably one of the dangers of having a super floppy pad, is that this type of like cotton knit velour stuff just is very hard to pull out, because you'll get this type of resistance. This popper just won't pop open whereas you don't get this type of pull with this type of pad with more integrity. You can just pop it up, so it's a much more easier pop open situation, and then comes with a pad with this type of floppiness. It just pulls it. So and I mean, that's what happened there, is I just got a little bit frustrated because it wasn't opening, and now with, I think this is the only pad from Daisy that I have that's this floppy. Most of the others are quite have quite a good core, is that, you know, I have to go in there like that, and I'll have to get this repaired somehow, unfortunately, because I do really actually like this pad, even with the staining, which I doubt I'll get out. But yeah, so that's why I've still got this pad, even though I can't wear it at the moment due to the damaged cam snap. But just, you know, keep that in mind when you've got ultra floppy pads, is that sometimes you have to be much more cautious with opening and closing the cam snaps. Other than that, it's, you know, a delightfully designed pad, and everything else has held up, and it was just really because I was being a bit, I got a bit frustrated because the cam snap wasn't opening. This is my most recent purchase. Obviously I'm a very big Totoro fan. You'll find in my accessory stash video a Totoro triangle bag. I do tend to have them. I do tend to like Totoro, so every time I see a kind of Totoro pad, just like a Disney villain print, I'll tend to grab it. So I haven't actually worn this one in a cycle yet. My cycle is due in a couple of days. It's got the 2 stars on the back. And with this latest one, as you've seen with these older ones, I've probably had this Disney key one, Evil Queen apple on top. I've probably had this key one for over a year. It's held up really, really well, as you can tell, but it's got this tag on it. This has been my most recent purchase, and it doesn't have a Daisy and Bird tag on it. It has D and G on the wing here. Okay, so I think the other maker that I have that does this is another Australian maker called Go With Your Flow. But yeah, so this is just recently changed. I don't know if this is a permanent change or if she's just run out of tags, but either way, it's kind of cute that she has this on the wing. Her products are always very, very well made, as you can tell by, say, this one, which I've had for over a year, and there's no staining on it. It hasn't faded. It hasn't, none of the stitchings come out, and of course it's an Evil Queen one. You should all know by now I'm a massive Evil Queen fan. The stitching's all perfect. So these are all very well made. And of course the stars on the wings. These are all very, very well made. They come pretty quickly. Again, cotton knit top. This windbreak fleece on the back. Hidden PUL core. I've never gone through any one of these. I've never, and I do tend to wear this frequently, and I'd say probably nearly almost every cycle this one comes into play. And to be honest, probably most likely this one too. So in case you didn't realise that these 3 here, or maybe I didn't mention, are 8 inches. The Gruffalo and the Harry Potter one, and this one here is a 9 inch. This one here is a 10 inch, and this one here is an 11 inch. Now this is one of my overnights. As you can see, I loved, actually I pretty much well purchased this because of the print. This is a Daisy and Bird one, in spite of the fact that it's not actually, it doesn't have the tag on it. Love the print. Of course, Princess Leia, who became General Leia. So I'm kind of one of those lucky people where 2 of my childhood princesses Princess Leia and Princess it's Princess in The Princess Bride have both become generals, which is amazing. And of course, Wookiee. Chewie the Wookiee. This one's great. I do wear this. It's probably my third favourite overnight. After the Killer Bear Creates Blood Spatter, which at number 2, and the Hello Kitty corduroy backed from Go With Your Flow at number 1. I do tend to wear this quite a bit. I tend to wear it on my either first overnight or my third overnight, because I have actually worn this when I've been at home as well during the day and doing some work at my desk, because it gives you that back coverage when you're sitting at your desk. But usually overnight, I'll wait till I have a bit of a lighter flow, just because I do tend to go out the front as well as out the back. And the other two overnights that I just mentioned have both kind of equal front and back coverage to kind of cover off the fact that I can go either way. Whereas this one has less of a front coverage, as you can tell, or you can also put it in the underwear reverse, so it just doesn't have an even coverage on either side. So I tend to wear it on a day where I'll probably stick within this region, or I'll wear it when I'm awake to get this back coverage. But either way, this is 14 inches, I believe, cotton knit top, a Winpro backed hidden PU core. This stuff is very well stitched. It is very, I've had this for quite a while now. I'd say at least 8 months. None of the stitching's moved. It's been thrown into buckets, thrown into the washing machine. If you've seen how I clean my pads, you will know that I soak these in oxy bleach and then throw them in the wash with the rest of my clothes. They don't get put in a laundry bag, or they don't get put on a delicate lingerie cycle. They get thrown in the rest of my clothes and put on a normal cycle. So after being in oxygen bleach for 2 12-hour lots, so they do tend to get soaked and then thrown in the wash, and they've held up really, really well. Very cute prints. All the stitching is great and hasn't come out. It is pretty consistent and consistent stitching. If you can see, it's pretty consistent all the way around the pad. She has great picks in toppers. Her can snaps usually this kind of goldish colour, but occasionally I change to fit in with the colour scheme. For argument's sake, black with this and blue with this. The rest of them are this gold colour. I do like them. I do frequently wear them. These 8-inch styles are great for both liner use and either pre or post, where you're discharging and spotting either before my period or after my period. I do tend to like these and wear these. Fabulous maker. She is on Etsy. Go find her. And her stuff is very, very good. Other than that, all of my details are down below, that you can follow me on other social media. Outside of that, you can always ask me questions and ask away. Outside of that, enjoy the rest of your day.